So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected to the other network, we're ready to start the session for today. So in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to build up a very calmer, wiser, life, and at the same time, give some information how you can apply your spiritual practice to your day-to-day life. So I hope that you may find some valuable information here. So okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture, and close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to be very clear with the practice we're going to do here. It's because the way you understand regarding the practice give you the confidence to go deeper with day by day. So otherwise, by the time you may start to look for something else and you may get tired and then maybe you give up. So when it comes to practice meditation, one of the major important part, how you can keep going. What is the main tool that you need to keep practice, go into practice? So today we are going to talk about that little bit. So most of time in day-to-day life, and even with our personal life, our spiritual life, our ordinary life with the society, this having regret, remorse, worry regarding our own life, and thinking about what happened in past, and sometimes delay our practice. And at the same time, it may push us to go away from the practice. So how you can, because we all have kind of like an imperfect life. We all make mistakes. We all have up and downs. So if you regret regarding your life, yourself, that when you start to practice, what happened, your mind start to boil, heat up, and become kind of like a monkey mind. It's go here and there. It's very difficult to tranquilize. So why the regret happen? Why this remorse? Why this worry come to us? The regret is the very meaning of the regret, the response to unethical action. So whatever that we have done, that unethical actions start to bounce back and give us mental unbalance, worry, unsatisfaction, and it can take us to fear also. So to get out of this, you have to develop skillful ethical actions. Skillful ethical actions. So when it comes to that with your bodily action, verbal action, mental action, you should not break your fundamental human ethics, and at the same time it should be ethical and it should be profitable. So if you can maintain your life in that way, so it will help you to have the joy regarding your own life. So that is the foundation, that is the key essence of go deeper into practice, the joy. So when it comes to ethical and skillful practice, the very purpose of that, having a peaceful mind. So without having any regret or without any kind of like a remorse in us, worry in us. So, and when you have that ethical, skillful life, then you get out of the worry. When you don't have the worry, the joy going to be there. So that is our, just imagine in this very conventional life, from childhood to today. So whatever the things that we interfere in the society, what is the main that reason we mostly go into the social life. Even personally, when we listen to music or the watch movies or go out and dancing, the very main purpose, we look for the joy and satisfaction. So if there is no joy, we don't go into that. In the very conventional level also in life, people look for the joy. So here you have to remember, in your spiritual life as a foundation, build up that joy. So it's not going to come out of the prayers or when you wish for that or when you think or dream or visualize about the joy. It's not going to come like that way. So the joy come out of your internal behavior. That is the key mechanism you have to understand. So when it comes to here, skillful ethical actions, it is just not only practicing sila or the precept or the disciplinary code. So before the Buddha, people used to practice these disciplinary codes, sila, and people used to practice many kind of ethics related to many kind of spiritual teachings. But in the Buddha's teaching, all the ethical practice, skillful practice, it is not the fear-based practice. It is not a kind of like a practice that you go with the authorization or the teacher. So that is very important, because here when it comes to your practice, it is not going to depend on the teacher. It is not going to depend on initiation, authorization. It's not going to depend on the hierarchy. So you are the one who yourself need to interfere with the practice. You're going to become the student. You're going to be the teacher. You're going to be the master yourself. So you can't depend on somebody once you start to practice. So that is one of the major important part when it comes to this meditation thing. Even today, when you look into kind of like, there are a lot of teachings, and the most of time, a lot of students try to stay close to the teacher. And the teacher also says, oh, there are some special techniques. If I like, I can give it to somebody. And not everyone deserves that. Whoever have the faith, conviction towards the teacher, and they may get it. Maybe there are some, but when it comes to Buddha's teaching, there is nothing like that. So beggar to the king, homeless person to the millionaire, just ordinary citizen to the president. This everybody can get this in the same way. But it depends according to their discipline, and that the discipline, not only that discipline based on the some kind of practice, it should be skillful and ethical and profitable. So that is very important. The benefit, you are the one who going to get benefit out of it. You're going to be the better person day by day. So if you don't have this skillful ethical practice yourself, what will happen to you? Yourself, you become tired, worried, unhappy, sad. Your life going to become so heavy for you. And then always you regret yourself. that the remorse going to be always there. It's going to be gloomy inside your always inside your head. Not clear, then the doubt is always there, and then the fear will come. So remember, no any outside person responsible for that. So you have to remember you are the person who is responsible for that. So if you experience that, what you need to do, you have to come out of that unethical actions and start to establish skillful ethical practice yourself to develop your life. So then by the time what will happen, you will get out of that kind of thing. Then you have the joy, satisfaction, contentment, the clarity. Then you feel more relaxed. So those are the things. So then remember, when it comes to meditation, sometimes we just try to sit and focus our mind. Then the mind becomes so heavy, it's to go roller coaster here and there, very difficult to tranquilize. So then the key point is you lose the joy. So then why you lose the joy? You lose the ethical skillful practice. And when it comes to that precept, so you have to remember it is more deeper than 5 precept, 8 precept, 10 precept. It's kind of like that. So you have to look into a kind of like a broad, more wider angle. The whole life should be kind of like a profitable to you and to others. And you have to share your life with others, and it is nothing wrong that, of course, that when it comes to the precept and ethical practice, it start with the sila, 5 precept, 8 precept, 10 precept. So those are steps. But we are talking here related to meditation. You have to come to more higher level of understanding. So when it comes to your whole life, and it should have a deeper self-discipline. And as example, you have to be a better person for each and everyone. You have to share your life like a kalyana mitra and as a good person to the entire society. And then another thing is not to be a miser, not to be a greedy person, and you have to be a more generous person within yourself and within your family and around to the society. See that when you come to that level, and you become more open to the society. And that way, you are getting more benefit, and at the same time, society also getting more benefit. So that way, by the time you gain the joy, and out of that, your practice going to become more stronger. Otherwise, sometimes people think practicing meditation, they become more and more person, develop a very personal life. You know, they detach from everything and they start to build up their own kingdom inside their head. And always, they have the inner conversation about something, and only that person have that conversation. But here, when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, being alone, and sometimes, going away from things and stay calm, relax, being silence, practicing noble silence, important. But that doesn't mean it will going to complete your journey. So you have to find the joy, how you, as a human being, how you can gain the joy, satisfaction to yourself. So once you have that, when you sit, when you close your eyes, when you come to practice, what will happen? It will take you deeper into practice. So most of the time then people go out of the practice and they stop it because they don't have a joy. They don't enjoy the practice. So then you have to find a way to develop that. And there are some other techniques that you can build up to get out of this worry. And that rather than having the regret regarding the life, or remorse regarding the life, the worry regarding the life. So how you can overcome it? So one of the things is that practicing skillful, ethical, profitable actions. And other one is practicing loving kindness. Compassion, you have the compassion yourself, and then you have the compassion towards others. So that will get out of the worry, disappointment regarding your own past. Loving kindness, it will help you to get out of all the worry, disappointment regarding your own life, and at the same time regarding other people's. And when it comes to compassion, another thing is, and it will help you to be a more humble person, because you have done mistakes and now you understand, even though it is painful, now you have more advanced to deal with that rather than resisting that pain. With the practice meditation, what happens? You recognize it is common. That is the nature of the world. Making mistake, having painful life is not only for you. So you don't personalize it. And that way also you get out of the worry or the disappointment or the unhappiness regarding your own past. And not only that, if some other people interfere within your past regarding for that unhappiness, you understand. Rather than becoming angry, disappointed, now you understand that is very normal. And then you forgive. And you have the compassion. See, now you little by little transform. It gives more joy. So one joy is, in the conventional life, the people with, they have the desire. They go with the ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, object, and look for the satisfaction because they look for the joy. So that is the foundation for the conventional life. So now we transform it to spiritual development. So it is begin with the very first thing is skillful, ethical, profitable actions. So that way you gain some kind of joy. So the next one is having the compassion. Like as example, someone have done something very bad, very, it's a very nasty thing to you. It is very wrong. You know that. Everybody know that. But you come to a point to understand we all make mistakes. This life itself imperfect. And with that, when you forgive, you gain a very greater joy deeper in your heart. And when you have the loving kindness, even regarding yourself, rather than regretting yourself, and if you are capable to forgive or just let go that your own past and move forward, and you gain a great joy yourself. So that is the foundation. So this you see that now conventional life with people, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, they go to different places. Now you have different tools in your spiritual practice to gain. So how you can generate yourself, the joy deeper into you. Hold it to the practice, anchoring to the practice. And compassion. And another thing is sharing, generosity. It also gives a joy to yourself. Deeply in your heart. And you don't need someone else's authorization or initiation. Just by yourself, reminding yourself, you gain the joy. So the most, when it comes to that, the Buddhist culture, most of the cultural activities perform to give this joy. Because once you have that joy, you go into the next level. The problem within us, we forget that. We just maybe want to keep practice. You know, we do a lot of other things. End of the day, maybe we sit and try to practice, our mind go like, you know, the fire everywhere. And we don't know what to do. Then after practice, we get so tired. So for that fire, the water is this kind of tools. So if you don't have that tools in day-to-day life, if you don't develop it, see that it is go step by step. It is very difficult to come to directly to the tranquility state. So then remember that tools by the time, maybe, you know, not today, maybe, you know, one day in your life, you may get tied into certain situations. Mentally, you are so disappointed and you become worried, unhappy regarding your own life. And in case if you into that situations, start with this kind of things. Skillful, ethical practice, profitable practice, and go into that yourself. And start to develop some kind of compassion yourself and to others, and loving kindness, practice yourself, and practicing generosity. So that in that way, you will slowly get out of it. So now 4 methods. The 5th one, it is a kind of like a little bit, when you go deeper, you can practice the 5th one, not from the beginning. You know, it's like this. The very reason I tell you later. In very conventional life, when people get angry, tired, worry, sad, when they regret their own life or remorse, when they go through remorse, and sometimes other people come and tells us, relax, 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 calm down. So now the 5th one is that. So when you go through that situation, you have to remember. So as example that even if the mind is so tight, busy, you can't keep going with the practice, and that everything kind of like so dark, gloomy. So in that very level, very mindfully, carefully, you have to relax. Why I say it is, I put in the 5th place? Because in the beginning, if you just try to relax sometimes, it will trigger laziness or the sleepiness. And it may trigger the very lethargic mind. So that way you can't practice. So that's why to relax when you keep practice in the meditation, to relax yourself, relax your mind, relax your body, relax your deeper awareness, you have to be very clearly know where in which point you have to relax. If you use it in wrong place, then it again take you to laziness. And then again it start to go into the same circle. So that's why here when you come to relaxing your body and mind, you have to be like a sniper. Why? Because the snipers, they don't shoot here and there. They don't use too many bullets. They don't do that. They go into the exact, they don't have many targets. They don't have that kind of. Most of time they have, out of 100, they go into one person behind. Go behind, and why, they get the 100% when they sure, and maybe they use only one bullet. So deeper, when you go deeper into tranquility state, that is how you have to relax. Use the technique of relaxing the body and mind. That is where you're not going to fall into sleep or lethargic mind, laziness. Because that, in case if you go into that way, what will happen? Rather than developing wiser, kinder, calmer lifestyle, when you trigger the laziness with the relaxing, if you fall into the sleepiness, you develop the ignorance. That is the very danger. That is why, that's why I mentioned, you have to be very careful when you practice to relax the mind and body. So relax here means not that a conventional level of, what we say relax. It's deeper mentally. You release everywhere. So mentally, you withdraw from the moment of experience. You withdraw from the experiencer. Because this all concept, this all ideas, this all practice mean in a very conventional level, this all ideas, this all thoughts. When it comes to deeper yourself, once you tune to the exactly 100% to the right point, to the tranquility state, this all concept, this all teaching disappear. This anymore not a kind of like a, technique or the teaching or kind of like that things. So that's how, when you release that, when you relax, you have to have that deeper connection. And that will help you to get into the absorption, or then if you want to develop the vipassana level, then you go to very analytical mind, because your mind completely free. So those are 5 basic informations that you have to remember yourself, kind of like a tools to use yourself when you keep practice, in case if your mind worried, disappointed, unhappy regarding your own life, or it's kind of like a heavy burning, and always somewhere memory having, giving a hard time to you, and start to practice. Use these things. And you have to start with the skillful, ethical, profitable practice with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. And from there, start to have the loving kindness and compassion and generosity. And then the last one, withdrawing and having very relaxed, calm, detached awareness. So that way you will see you are capable to slowly develop deeper joy in you to go deeper, deeper, deeper into the practice. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So now you have some tools. Today you can use it yourself. So we're going to do the same technique. Contemplate on inhalation, exhalation in front of our nose and upper lip area. So remember, we're not going to change the master technique. We use these all informations to master our main technique. You know? So bring your attention to your body, please, and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens to the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.